mga pangarap, san man umabot tayo.
Bati ko rin ang mga tagapagpakinig ng programang Buhay OFW ngayon sa DWDD 1134 Armed Forces Radio. Mabuhay kayo mga OFW, mga bayani ng Pilipinas.
Okay, magandang buhay Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Narito naman po tayo sa programang Buhay OFW ngayon, bantay at kasangga. Yan po, tayo po'y mapapakinggan at mapapanood sa DWDD Armed Forces Radio, ang boses ng Kawal Pilipino. At siyempre po, tayo rin po ay nasa DWDD 1134 kHz AM band ng inyong mga radio. At the same time, ay mapapanood po tayo sa Facebook, social media ng Armed Forces Radio. At siyempre, bago tayo pumalawig sa ating tatalakayin, kumusta ang ating mga OFW sa apat na sulok ng mundo? At siyempre, absent ang ating founder, Albert Gonzon. Very busy siya sa mga inaayos niya mga papeles. At tayo po ay bumbati sa ating mga boss yan po sa Double D. Hello po kay ma'am, ang ating pong maganda at matapang na ma'am, si Ernel Frances Padilla. Hello po ma'am. And of course sa ating mga kabossing CRS, sa ating mga kasamang broadcaster at sa technical side, thank you sa inyo. Ang ating mga giting na mga sundalong kababaihan at mga kalalakihan. Okay, ngayon po ay kanina lamang pong umaga ay tayo ay umaten ng isang special coverage na napakahalaga para sa ating ekonomiya, sa ating bayan. Ito po ay ang NAS Philippines. Yan, sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam, ito pong NAS Philippines na ito ay kinabibilangan po ng mga academician, mga Pinoy, Filipino scientists, mga talagang masasabi natin na mga magno-nosebleed ka pag dito ka nag-coverage. Ang NAS po ay the National Academy of Science and Technology Philippines. NAS Philippines. Ngayon po ay kanila pong pinagdiriwang ang ika-46 na annual scientific meeting. Ito po ay ginaganap ngayon sa Manila Hotel from June 10 to 11 na may temang Beyond Farm Productivity, Transforming the Philippines Food System to Address Equity, Consumer Health, and Environmental Issues. Ang dami po, sinakop lahat, ano? Sipin nyo, sama ang farm, yung ating mga magsasaka, productivity, yung mga kanilang pinoproduce na mga products, at ang pagtatransform ng Pilipinas bilang isang yung sistema na sa pagkain na masasabi na para ma-address o ma-solve ang mga equity and consumer health at ang environmental issues na hinaharap po natin. Itong pong annual meeting na ito ay nagsaserve po ito bilang pinaka-head o leading forum presenting scientific and policy research. Kaya ko nga po nasabi na pag diyan ka nag-coverage, nosebleed ka. Panay scientist po kasama natin, mga academician po sila. Okay, at syempre, nagkaroon po kami ng press conference kanina sa pamumuno po ni Dr. Ruby. Siya po yung DOST broadcaster din po sa DCRH. At syempre po, ang president po ng NAS Philippines na si academician Dr. Jaime Montoya, na napakabait po sa media. Thank you po sir. At siyempre ang ating DOST Secretary Renato Solidum at ang mga bagong academician na magagaling din po. Napakarami po nilang research na talagang tinalakay dun sa press conference. Okay, panoorin po natin ang naging kaganapan sa press conference para malaman po natin yung kanila pong mga pinapaliwanag tungkol po sa ating kapaligiran, sa farm, sa health, environment, lahat po yan ay kasakop na. Okay.
Heard on non-resident Filipino scientists who have made exemplary contributions to the advancement of science and technology and must have continuing connections and contributions to Philippine science. Today, we are honored to introduce to you our newly elected National Academy of Science and Technology members, the would-be academicians after their investiture. Tomorrow, right? Yes. Okay. Whose exceptional contributions to science and technology have earned them this prestigious recognition. So, may we request our new members to please stand as I introduce you one by one. For our new academicians, we call on first Dr. Joseph S. Masangkay. Dr. Masangkay is recognized for his pioneering work in veterinary diagnostics and pathology. His notable achievements include identifying selenium toxicity in tamaraws and conducting the necropsy of lolong. Do you remember lolong? Hindi mo na yung mga lolo natin, ha? Lolong is the world's largest saltwater crocodile in captivity until its death on February 10, 2013. At an estimated age of 50 years old. It measured 6.17 meters long and was caught in 2011 in Agusan del Sur. So, remember lolong. Dr. Masangkay's contributions for teaching and research have earned him the title of Father of Veterinary Pathology in the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Joseph S. Masangkay. Next in the list is the only flower among the thorns. Oh, you're not thorns, you're beautiful thorns. We have, okay, this is one of my favorite scientists, Dr. Cleopas R. Cervancia. Dr. Cervancia is recognized for her significant advancement in sustainable bee technologies. Her interdisciplinary research has enhanced crop productivity and biodiversity, established standards for bee products, and positioned the Philippines prominently in the global bee scientific community. Ladies and gentlemen, the real queen bee in person, Dr. Cleopas R. Cervancia. Of course, we don't have Dr. Secno with us. Okay. Wala pa po si former DOST academicians from the National Academy of Science and Technology, Philippines. Thank you all for joining us today for the first day. So this is just the first day of the press conference. There will be another one tomorrow of our 46th annual scientific meeting. Okay? So we are here to celebrate and welcome the newest members of the National Academy of Science and Technology Philippines, the premier advisory body on science and technology in our country. I am Dr. Ruby Cristobal, and I will be your host for this press conference. I'm from DZRH, Manila Broadcasting Company, SciCon Philippines, and Pro Media Foundation. As a fitting start, and to welcome us all, may we call on the President of NASD Philippines, Academician Jaime C. Montoya.
Good morning, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat at you joined us during this 46th annual scientific meeting. Much has already been discussed about the theme for this scientific meeting, which is really looking at food systems beyond productivity. No? So marami nang sinabi, nag-usap tayo kanina during the opening, and we hope to discuss them further through this press conference. We are, of course, very pleased to have with us no less than the Secretary of the Department of Science and Technology, Secretary Renato Solidum Jr., and our new academician, Dom Dasco, Chair of the Applied Science Division and overall Chair of the scientific meeting, and our new academicians with us today. So we have Dr. Cleopas Crescencia Cervancia. Formally investiture sila bukas, who is a bee scientist, no? And we have Dr. Joseph Masangkay, veterinarian. Those are new academicians. Our new corresponding member as well, Dr. Homer Pantua. He was very instrumental in the for us designing the virology and vaccine research program, hopefully will be the institute. And we expect to have with us, of course, forthcoming former Secretary of the DOST and future academician tomorrow, Fortunato T. de la Peña. Okay, so thank you and welcome again to this press conference.
Okay, thank you very much, Academician Jaime Montoya. So before we proceed to the event proper, we would like to acknowledge the presence of our distinguished guests joining us here today. We have with us, of course, no less than Academician Eufemio T. Rasco, Chair, Agricultural Sciences Division of NASD Philippines. Good morning, sir. And of course, our dear DOST Secretary, Renato Solidum Jr., will be also giving us a message in a little while. And we still don't have the names of our media friends. Okay, it's here. We would like to introduce our media friends joining us here today in this conversation. We have representatives from Today PH. Please rise to be acknowledged. Hello. And Paranaque.net. We have Diaryong Tagalog. www.dzmjonline.net. We also have Manila Standard, Happy Morning Show Online, Tarlac Gazette News Publishing, Provider Publications News Online, Facts and Figures News Weekly, Department of Education, Philippine Information Agency, and The Point News. And of course, from DZRH and DZRH TV, yours truly, Dr. Rudy Cristobal. Now we would like to ask our dear academician, Dr. Eufemio T. Rasco, to please give his message before we call on Secretary Solidum. Sir.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. I see people from radio, newspapers, meron bang television. Okay, thank you for coming. This is a very good opportunity for us to share to the Filipino nation our advocacies with regards to food system transformation. Our division has been assigned to lead the annual scientific meeting this year, and pleased to announce to sa ating mga kababayan that we have been instrumental in formulating national plans based on a vision that has been written 4 years ago by a multi-sectoral team coming from 14 different organizations. We're very pleased that this vision and the resulting plans are heavily vetted, both nationally and internationally, and we are
Okay, so I'm sure narinig niyo siya kanina kung nag-attend kayo ng opening, but then we would like him to give his message, especially for the media, kung ano po yung gusto ninyong mailabas, maisulat ng ating mga kaibigan sa media. May present you now our dear DOST Secretary, Dr. Renato Solidum Jr.
Magandang umaga sa lahat. Salamat sa inyong pagpunta dito. Salamat sa National Academy of Science and Technology, lalo-lalo na sa kanilang tema ngayon sa annual scientific meeting na pang-46 na anibersaryo. Transforming our food system beyond productivity. Gusto ko lang bigyan ng konteksto, nabanggit na rin ni Academician Rasco to. Ang pagkain ay napakahalaga sa buhay ng tao. Pero hindi lang dapat kahit anong pagkain. Kailangan din natin kumain ng masustansya at kung hindi, maapekto ng ating kalusugan. Pero hindi lang kalusugan, physical, pati ang ating mental health is affected. Kaya kung titingnan natin, sa dami ng populasyon dito sa Pilipinas at Merong magandang epekto to sa trabaho, bata ang ating workforce, kaya meron trabaho. Pero kung titingnan natin yung science, technology, and innovation workforce, kailangan din ng mga skilled na mga magtatrabaho. Skills and education. So, kung mapapansin nyo, ang effort sa ating national advocacies, maliban sa edukasyon, sapat na pagkain, appropriate and accessible health service, no? Kailangan ma-improve yung health service. So kapag may mga tinatawag tayong socio-cultural shocks, may mga disaster, hindi kaya ay problema sa ekonomiya, yung hanap buhay ng mga tao ay naapektuhan, yung kapabilidad na makabili ng pagkain ay naapektuhan din. Yung mga apat na temang binanggit ko ay importante sa ating human capital development. Kasi ang ating mga kabataan ngayon, kapag hindi nakakain ng masustansyang pagkain, malnourished, stunted, at yung kanilang mental health capacity to really absorb many things, nababawasan. Kaya itong programa ngayon ng NAST sa Kasalukuyang University ay napakahalaga in light of the recent launch ng Human Capital Index na ginawa ng World Bank several weeks ago. Dito natin makikita na we need to look at our educational system, especially sa transformative years, 10 years and below. No? Yun yung kailangan pagtuunan ng pansin at kailangan nating magbigay ng masustansyang pagkain para mas maganda ang kalusugan, both physical and mental, malabanan yung mga sakit, and of course, improve on other services. Kaya nabanggit ko sa aking opening message kanina, sa side ng Department of Science and Technology, and of course with the support ng NAST, yung aming mga ginagawang effort, we will further improve it by consolidating many efforts. For example, we have the malnutrition studies by FNRI. We also have the PICARD for agriculture and scientific community, and then yung PCHRD sa health, and many others. We want to integrate it so that we can actually localize the analytics and see talaga kung saan.
Okay, so we open the floor for questions from our media friends. Okay, please approach the mic. He was able to raise his hand first. Okay.
Ilang ang sasabihin ko. Isa sa mga natutunan ko nung pinag-uusapan natin itong temang ito about being beyond farm productivity and addressing equity, environmental health, consumer health, is that we have to actually be not victims or propagating the cycle of supply and demand the way it is now. So just because many people are eating white rice, it doesn't necessarily mean that white rice is the best, no? Which means we have to influence how people eat. And it is for us, the people who understand that from the medical field, from the agricultural sector, to influence how people eat. Kailangan marami tayong mga pag-aaral na gagawin at ituro sa kanila kung ano dapat nilang kainin. No? At the same time, pag tumaas yung demand, yung supply magbabago din. No? So, ano yan chicken or egg yan. No? So, kailangan maturuan natin tayo, ating sarili, ang mga kumakain na sabi nga ni Secretary kanina, hindi lahat ng pagkain ay healthy. No? It doesn't mean that just because it's available, yun na yun. We have to be choosy rin. At to make it available. Kasi minsan gusto natin kumain ng nutritious food pero wala naman dyan. Either mahal o hindi siya readily available. So yun ang kailangan natin i-address. No? Both the supply and the demand. Para magkaroon tayo ng healthy diets na tinatawag. So, siguro kung ipasa ko na kay academician Dong Rasco.
Okay. Ang isang malaking problema na nakita namin ay yung konsepto ng pagkain or food. Sa Pilipino, ang food ay equated with rice. And parang sa ating kultura, pag sinabi mong kumain ka na ba, pag tinanong mo kumain ka na ba, hindi yan sasagot ng kumain na kung hindi siya nakakain ng rice. So sa ating kultura, food is rice. Subalit, base dito sa ating pag-aaral, at marami na rin siguro narinig nyo, na kailangan ang balanse sa pagkain. So when we talk about food security, dapat kasabay nito yung konsepto na nutrition security. Hindi lahat na
ito sa akin ay magtayo pa ng mga solarized na cold storage facilities. Sa DOST naman, patapos na yung isang proyekto na ito ay nasimulan sa panahon ni Secretary de la Peña. Nag-develop tayo ng innovation na may modular food processing facility. Isang malaking truck na meron tayong purpose per module, no? Na papasok yung raw material na sobra, paglabas mo nakapakit. Pag sa dulo ng process, nakapakit na. Para yung mga surplus na mga natanim ng mga farmers or yung mga nahuhuli ng mga mangisda ay maipakis natin at magdagdag pa ng presyo. May value addition na. So, ang unang ginawa natin, turnover tayo sa Capiz, sa Iloilo National Science and Technology Week, sa Mindoro, then sa Zamboanga, then sa Davao, iba pa, no? Para cold storage din yun. So marami tayong ginagawa gano'n. But definitely, ang bottom line dyan ay gusto nating mas merong mataas na income ang ating mga farmer. So kailangan natin ituro din sa kanila yung diversification. Diba? Na hindi lang puro sila aasa sa pagdating ng rice, pwede pa siguro. So gagawin din natin yung ginagawa yung sa Picard. Ang isa nga, alam nyo rin siguro ba yung pagkain, kasi chemicals lang din yan sa ating mental health capacity. And I'm very glad na ganun din ng DSWD in this administration. Tumitingin na sila doon sa mga binibigay, lalo after a major disaster, na mas nutritious, pati yung food stamp nila, requirement din sila na gano'n. So, kailangan lang nating bigyan ng example at magkaroon tayo ng mga influencer na tutularan nila. Meron din ang Philippine Council for Health Research and Development ng mga functional food na mga proyekto at siguro gusto kong i-invite si Dr. Montoya mag-explain ng konti tungkol dito.
Salamat, Secretary. Yung katulad na sinabi na nga kanina, we're looking at consumer health. So it's not just the healthy nutrition, yung diet that we take is correct, but also have the right mindset to actually eat the right food. No? Kasi minsan, ang mga tayo, kung ano yung nandiyan sa harapan natin, yun ang ating kinakain. But we want people to be more aware of what they eat and to choose the proper food to eat. But I also like to highlight na, and ito sa namin naman na education, we keep on saying we want to educate our people on the right way of eating. Pero we have to also remember na it's not just na tinuturuan natin sila kung paano kumain, ano yung mga dapat kainin. We have to also create the environment that will enable them to do such. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Example, sinasabi natin na kailangan kang exercise. No? Exercise, alam natin yan. Pero, meron man lugar na kakakwili exercise. Diba? Wala tayong mga parks, wala tayong mga na ginagawa na ngayon lang, yung mga biking lane for example sa mga daanan. At yung mga malalapit na lugar, nagsasakyan pa ang mga tao kasi baka mabangga ka o wala namang pwedeng daanan na maglalakad ka. So what I'm saying is, we also have to provide the environment that makes that possible. So doon papasok na yung the market, it has to be available, kailangan accessible, no? At lahat ng programa itong pagsasama-samahin na isa sa mga programa na ginagawa natin sa DOST to the Health Research Council is looking at yung yung other food options. Plant-based, so we're looking now at functional food. Functional food is looking at food beyond its normal nutritive value. Kasi para mabusog ka, kakain ka. Pero bukod doon, meron pang additional benefit ka makukuha. So vitamins, minerals, and some of them are actually mga antioxidants, prevent disease, wellness. No? So, tinitingnan natin yan. For example, natin malaking programa on berries. No? Lahat ng mga prutas na hindi natin alam na nandyan pala. Tinitingnan natin yan based on the local eating habits of different communities in the Philippines. So we look at that, and we are now also generating the information that it is actually beyond its nutritive value, na para makakain ka lang, nutrition ka, it's beyond that. They provide additional benefits. So may mga programa na yung gano'n. Hopefully, when we have the scientific data available, we can influence first, yung fast food culture natin, no? Binanggit din kanina, na kailangan ang fast foods natin, okay na nandyan sila, at hindi ko na masisisi, mga pamilya, madaling punta sa fast food kaysa magluto. Bumili ka lang, less than 100 pesos, may kakainin ka na. Balanse dapat. Dapat mag-provide sila ng mga plant-based options, no? At affordable. Kasi nangyayari, meron nga, pero mahal, no? So, kaya nga, sinabi nga ni Dr. Rasco kanina, medyo complex ang ating food system. Kailangan lahat ng mga ahensya magsama-sama, no? Hindi lang agriculture, health, environment, education, sama-sama yan to address the problem of food security, health, no? So, mahirap kasi sabihin na in a few sentences kung anong dapat gawin, no? But in a nutshell, we have to address that. Ito na kayo magandang simula na hindi na tayo dapat titingin sabihan na yung productivity, mga farms natin, kailangan mag-produce ng more. Hindi lang yun ang makakasapat. We have to look beyond that. No? At yun nga in-elaborate na kanina na hindi lang rice, we have to look at other rice options, brown rice, ethnic rice, no, and other food options, and make them accessible and available.
Dagdag ko lang muna, dating director ng PhilRice nang nagsalita. Ngayon, medical expert. Dapat maniwala na kayo. Ang isa pang in-explore natin, at ito ay isang bagong research sa aming pagpupulong sa International Center for Tropical Agriculture, Food Systems, Consumer Behavior. Pero gusto din natin tingnan yung vendor behavior. Yung sinasabi ni Dr. Montoya kanina, baka makatulong na mag-ready ka na ng complete set ng pagkain na planetary diet. Yun yung ititanda mo kung available naman para ma-influence din nila yung consumer. So yun yung isa sa mga research na gagawin. Ang Pilipinas, baka ang Food and Nutrition Research Institute ay sumali. Paano ba natin ma-influence yung consumer kung meron ng mga available sa market na nagsusupply ng mga in-advocate natin?
So, the majority of the food, of the plant that we raise, depend largely on pollination. So, I keep on mentioning that in agriculture, you think of the best variety, all those inputs, agronomic practices, in order for us to get great yield. But if the plant requires outcrossing and you do not have the bees and other pollinators, now it cannot be translated into fruit set. So, of course, rice doesn't benefit from animal pollination or bee. It's from wind pollinated. But we're speaking of other crops, high-value crops, and fruit crops. So if you could just imagine, like even mango. Now mango is laden with pesticides. Let us accept it. So you are not sure the mango that you're eating would be healthy, a healthy food to eat. So these best agricultural practices will come in order to ensure a food that is safe to human health as well. So it really integrates all discipline so as for us to come up with quality food. So it's really more on the quality rather than the quantity, but of course we need to fill our hungry stomach. So that is, for pollination, and of course, if I may add to environment, now the pollinators and bees can increase biodiversity, maintenance. Now
and this will be for two with complimentary breakfast at cafe, ilang restaurant. Yun daw, yung sponsors natin para sa inyong ayuda de arroz. Para tayong DSWD. Pero sayang yun, mahal ang bigas. Sana brown rice, Sabi nga, masyadong marami ng white rice. From Phil Rice daw po ang ating mga bigas ngayon. At ang isdang buhay ay from NFRDI. Mamaya natin babasahin ito. Nandiyan ang ating sponsor. So, Joe, we would like the secretary to do the honor of drawing.
Ako na yan.
Ito po ang ebidensya. I-abot natin ang certificate. No expiry. Sino ang lucky participant? Bonnie, mayaman ka na.
Hindi na sana uuwi si Bonnie.
Kasama ba lang kami dyan? Kasi hindi kami natawag kanina eh.
Oo nga.
Wala mga pangalan
Nabunot listek ay
tayo na
o kami liit naman ang tayo po. Tayo rin. Donna Rakisa.
Grabe, swerte ni Donna.
Ganda, negosyo. Siguro.
Galing niya.
Secretary,
Swerte Donna.
Marla Maniquis Verdillas, Outstanding Young Scientist 2019, and I am very thrilled to serve as your moderator for today. So to welcome us in this event, may we call our NAS President, Academician Jaime C. Montoya. Let's all give him a warm welcome.
Thank you very much. Napaka-unusual na arrangement natin para nasa Senate o anyway. So definitely a very good morning to everyone, especially to our very distinguished panel led by the new members of the Academy. We're truly proud, and of course our outstanding young scientists. So in behalf of the National Academy of Science and Technology Philippines, I'd like to welcome you all to this Pilipinas Kapihan highlighting the 2024 new NAS members. And I'd like to acknowledge them, kasi academicians sila, so talagang malaking karangalan yan para sa mga scientists. So, Dr. Joseph Masangkay, thank you po. Dr. Cleofa Cervancia, and of course, parating, si Dr. Fortunato T. de la Peña, former Secretary ng UST. So, makikita niyo siya later. Of course, I'd like to congratulate and welcome our outstanding young scientists for 2024. So, although they are not as senior as us, of course, kasi young sila, but they will be, hopefully, who knows, some of you may also become members of the NAS in the very near future. So, again, welcome to you. And, of course, the 2024 NAS Talent Search for Young Scientist winners. So, equally prestigious award. And of course, our friends from the media, my fellow academicians, Vice President Ulapa is here. So all of our fellow academicians are here. Yung national scientists pa nandito, wala. So I have to recognize them. So wala. And of course, our friends from the media, nagpapasalamat na mula. Natutuwa ako pag nakikita ko kayong lahat na full force. Dahil ibig sabihin ay mahalaga sa inyo ang and we really need your help in order to promote science and technology in the Philippines. In the light of our guests' diverse accomplishments and areas of expertise in research, the Academy, the nation's preeminent advisory and recognition body for science and technology, hopes that this Kapihan episode will provide an opportunity to present our awardees and their works and increase public awareness of critical science and technology issues. Today is a great opportunity to learn more about the exemplary contributions made by our awardees to science and technology in the Philippines, and to discuss how to transform science-based knowledge and research into potential goods and services for the people towards sustainability and resiliency. I want to express my gratitude to everyone who put forth a lot of effort to ensure the success of this Kapihan session. First, of course, our panel of newly awarded NAST awardees, the 2024 new NAST members, our new academicians, our outstanding young scientists for 2024, and the MSTYS winners for their involvement in and contributions to the nation's scientific and technological advancement. The DOST Science and Technology Information Institute and the Philippine Information Agency for their constant assistance and support to the Academy. Our media friends for making time for this significant activity and supporting NAST Philippines Science Communication Initiatives. Our moderator, Dr. Marla Rebillas, 2019 Outstanding Young Scientist. The awardees for the wonderful opportunity of sharing with us the importance of their works. And of course, my co-workers in the NAS Secretariat and our productive exchange of ideas today. So once again, I'd like to ask everyone to actively participate. Please forward your questions to our distinguished panel so that we'll have a very productive morning today. Again, good morning at maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.
During that time, hindi pa nagpa-pandemic, wala pang Kapihan yun. So, transition from press-con traditional into online dialogue. So that's in 2020. So that's between the NAST Philippines and the press. So may I ask, sino dito yung present since 2020? Oh, meron tayo doon. Thank you very much for your support. So the goal of this Kapihan is to gather all of our NAST awardees, including our newly elected academicians here, our OIS, and also talent search for young scientists, and to discuss the issues of programs, activities, also the works of our awardees. So that's the main goal. So the original platform actually is online, but for this year, actually it's been started since last year, so we have now our hybrid format. So can you say hi to the audience via Zoom? Meron ba? Nasaan ba yan? So let's say hi. Hello, good morning din sa mga nandiyan sa Zoom. So I hope you can also actively participate today. So our featured...
Okay, ayan. Balik po tayo sa ating pong programa. At siyempre po, napanood nyo po yung aming press conference. Napakahalaga po ang mga tinalakay doon at mga pinaliwanag po ng ating mga academician at siyempre po ng ating president na si academician Dr. James Jaime, no? At siyempre po, sa napakinggan niyo pong yon, nakita niyo yung kahalagahan po ng mga sinasabi ng bawat isa. Yung tungkol sa mga pagkain, kung anong dapat po pang maging nutritious ang ating mga kinakain sa ating paligid, at napakarami pang iba, yung tungkol naman po sa mga veterinary. Ang dami po nang nakapaloob dito po sa NAST Philippines. Kaya kanina po, yung mga pinag-usapan doon, pinaliwanag, kasi kailangan daw ang ating bansa ay maging hindi magkakaroon ng shortage ng pagkain. Dapat talagang sa system po dapat pagkain lagi ang ating tututukan para hindi po ito magkaroon ng tagutom. Sa totoo lang, hindi naman tayo talaga dapat dumanas ng ganyan kasi ang bansa po natin ay napakayaman po sa natural resources. At doon din po sa exhibit 9 ay pinakita po ang exhibits. Yun po, meron pong exhibits doon. Sa susunod po nating segment, papakita ko po sa inyo yung mga, kung ano po yung mga nandun sa exhibits. Nandun po yung mga pillarized na napakahalaga sa atin, yung ating kinakain, bigas, ano, na sa ngayon po ay, yun na nga, meron na pong nabibili sa halagang 29 pesos. At tuloy-tuloy po yan at sana po talagang bumaba na rin po hanggang doon sa market. At syempre nakita din natin doon, kasama natin sa media, mga dating science journalist na makasama natin. And of course, Miss Lilibet Padilla, na miss namin siya. Hindi na po siya yung coordinator ng DOST. Pero kasama namin po na siya ngayon. Ano, nakakamiss din sa kanya. At si Ma'am Luningning Samarita na patuloy na nag-bloom. At thank you rin kay Angelito Navarro na very accommodating din po siya. Okay, at sa ating mga kasama doon, ang ating KWF group, ang Komisyon ng Wikang Pilipino Group, hello din po sa inyong lahat. Okay, at pansamantala na po tayong magpapaalam. Sana po ay marami kayong napulot o natutunan sa ating pong kinoverage na press conference ng NAS Philippines 46 years anniversary. Congratulations po sa inyong lahat. At magandang buhay po sa ating mga OFW. Patuloy niyo po subaybayan, panuurin ang lahat po ng proyekto ng DOST dahil kasama po kayo lagi dyan. Ang I-Forward ng DOST NCR na sa ngayon marami na pong mga OFW ang nakikinabang po niyan. At siyempre, in the future, alam ko kayo po ang kasama na rin po dyan. Okay, regards to ating founder, chairman, si Albert Gonzon. Very busy sa mga nilalakad niya. And of course, ang ating kaibigan sa DA, si Kagari de la Paz, at lahat po ng ating mga kaibigan, ng mga OFW, keep safe, lagi pong manalangin. Tapos si Terry Alpa para sa programang Buhay OFW ngayon, Pantay at Kasangga. Maraming salamat po. God bless.